Welcome to the American Institute of Healthcare Professionals video on psychology of why partners cheat. And this is continued part of our series for our various behavioral health certifications that we offer. And this is just a topic that comes up within counseling in many individuals who face an unfaithful spouse or partner. And many times there is a lot of pain, grief, and trauma because of this. And one of the biggest questions is, why do partners cheat? What's the psychology behind it? And in this video, we're going to take a look at why partners cheat in ways that makes us feel who are cheated on, and also in ways counselors can help individuals go through this process of understanding it and maybe, if need be, reconciling the situation itself. So within cheating itself, social norms of society demean this concept. Cheating is not seen as anything that is good. So immediately, it's something that goes against the very fabric of one's conscience, whether it's in an academic setting, a professional setting, but most importantly, within a relationship, especially marriage. But individuals, no matter how strong their conscience might be, are still broken within our own human nature. And in sometimes individuals can fall victim to the temptation to potentially cheat. The objective standards do not always meet with one's subjective needs, desires, or ambitions of a particular person. So while society and religious beliefs, cultural norms may show dismay, many individuals try to hold on to their own morality and values and in secrecy employ things that are contrary to those values out of the sight of others. And some of them have a harder time living with themselves, while others have no problem at all. So, what are some psychological factors in cheating itself? Some individuals have low self esteem and they have a need for external validation, not just of their partner, but from others. Some might have fear of commitment and monogamous relationships, and they feel being tied down is beginning to threaten their very existence for whatever reason. Some individuals suffer from impulsivity. They are very impulsive in their decisions, and this can be due to a variety of mental pathologies. Some are very self-centered and simply do not care. Others are in states of mania, manic modes, and we see this in bipolar. Some individuals can become very promiscuous when in a state of mania. Others have personality defect. They're sociopathic. They have no moral code. They bind themselves to nothing but whatever makes them happy. So their moral code is broken. And some may hold to a moral code that finds it can be completely acceptable to cheat. And you have some individuals who adhere to such things, and those are the ones that you really need to avoid. Other individuals are facing addictions. They are under the influence, and this is not an excuse, but it is a factor. Those who cheat many times maybe drank too much and the next day feel horrible about what occurred because this is normally not how they would behave. Others suffer from peer pressure, the heat of the moment, being in a particular situation. Others look at it as an opportunity for a fantasy, once in a lifetime fantasy to be fulfilled, and they hold it higher than any other standard, and they refuse to say no to it. Others have a very strong dissatisfaction at home, and they justify what they do outside because they're simply not happy. So there are numerous of justifications for infidelity. And despite all of the social norms, many individuals look to push forward to try to rationalize their behavior. They try to create a cognitive dissonance, separating themselves from the actual act. and try to understand why they're being somebody they know they should not be. So a lot of cheaters may blame the other person because they're not happy at home. They may say my needs are not met, or you are never home because maybe you're working, or I felt you were distant. And these are some common lines that are given. And again, it's trying to blame the other person when the problem is on them. Sometimes it's wanting more. I deserve this, or I'm bored in the bedroom, or I have a right to fulfill this fantasy, or better things are owed to me. And these are all very selfish motives that kind of fall back to the previous slide. But individuals, sometimes they have to separate themselves from a repugnant act. And instead of taking accountability, feeling remorse, they need to feel good about themselves. And these are the ones that really want to keep it to themselves and never try to find justice for what they did or to try to make things better. So it's important that if you're cheated on, and many individuals that go to counseling feel this way, it's important that the counselors help you feel not betrayed. Because, I mean, you have been betrayed, but to help you not feel that the betrayal is your fault, because you've done nothing wrong. And that's the number one thing to emphasize in this. It is not your fault. And this betrayal should not compound itself with your self-image and your self-esteem. Many times individuals who are cheated on feel really bad about themselves, like they might not be good enough. And again, that's blaming it on oneself. I think it's important for counselors to consider the effects of grief and loss in cheating, but also beyond that pain, that sting of betrayal, various secondary losses. Cheating can lead to divorce, and in divorce, loss of a lifestyle that one may be accustomed to. Also, I think it's important to discuss trust and intimacy. Many individuals who have been cheated on have a very difficult time forming secure attachments later in life and rebuilding with another individual to have a healthy, trusting, and intimate relationship. And for many, it takes a very, very long time. They're always suspicious and so forth. Now, in counseling, sometimes in helping the betrayed, there are options of reconciliation and forgiveness, if possible and if warranted. I think if someone cheats, it's up to the individual who's been cheated on, but I think infidelity and everything in a serious relationship, while horrible, sometimes options need to be looked at if the person is truly remorseful. Are there options of reconciliation? And what obstacles stand in the way for this reconciliation? What steps need to be made to fix? Sometimes it works out and it never happens again. And those are success stories. The wound heals. Other times the wound is unable to heal and it just becomes more toxic. So that's something that is explored in counseling and seen. Is this a reconcilable situation? And is the person asking for forgiveness sincere? And what is the individual who's been wronged able to handle in that regard itself? So we are AIHCP. We offer various behavioral health certifications. Our link is below. Our phone number is 330-652-7776. And our email is info@aihcp.org. I'd like to thank you for listening and have a good day.